What is up, you guys? Dark Knight here, back with another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the DC Multiverse Detective Comics 1000 Batman action figure by McFarlane Toys. Yeah, baby. Very excited to take a look at this figure and this line over here, because if you don't know, us DC collectors, we've been anticipating this shit for a while now. Last year, McFarlane Toys told us that they were going to be getting the DC license, and from that point, all of us collectors were very excited to see what they were going to offer. They already said back that year that it was going to be based off of Fortnite figures. So what I did on my channel is I started those reviews on the Fortnite figures so that I could get a taste of what McFarlane Toys is going to be giving us over here. And if you guys have been keeping up to date with those videos, my first one that I did was on the Omega figure, and that video, if you guys don't know, that is the most viewed YouTube video on my channel. And then after that, I did a review on the last wave of the Multiverse figures from Mattel, because Mattel was giving the mantle of the DC license to McFarlane Toys. And my second most viewed video was the Red Hood from that wave. So if you think about it, my channel has been based on this McFarlane Toys line. So obviously this video is very important to me because this is the first figure that we're getting out of the McFarlane Toys line. And yes, I know I'm late to the reviews, alright? I just thought because I had the figure, I should probably do the review on it because of all the shit that I just explained to you. I'm sorry. Finally, after all this time, let's see what McFarlane has given us. Get out of here, Batman. So as you can see, packaging over here is brand freaking new, man. This is completely different to what we've gotten with the Mattel series. As you can see, we got the Shazam box over here from what Mattel's original packaging looked like. And there's a huge difference between the two. You get the futuristic look that's over here, and then you get the more retro kind of look over there. And that's one of the reasons why I do like this new packaging over here, because you get all the comics in the background, and it looks like that the DC universe is more into the kind of like wide spectrum of like DC over the years, rather than just being like a futuristic kind of looking packaging with the Shazam one over here. But anyways, it looks very vibrant, to say the least. I like the fact that they went with the black packaging instead of like going with white or blue, the light shade of blue or whatever you must. But I do like the fact that they gave us the hints of blue on the inside with all the comic layers, because it looks like the DC logo. They still stuck with the DC Multiverse name at the bottom of there, so that's pretty good in my book. They have the little name of Batman at the bottom over there too. McFarlane Toys at the top as well, along with 22 moving parts. So apparently these are supposed to be very articulated, so I'll have to see that. And then look at this. Look at this. I got this from EB Games, by the way, but look at this. Batman Detective. I don't think that's how you spell detective. 10 out of 10 EB Games, Jesus. At the side over here, you don't really get much, just Batman and Detective Comics 1000, and that's spelled correctly over there. You see that? It's a D-E-T, not D-E-C-T. Same exact thing at the, oh, no, never mind. Batman and DC Multiverse once again. And at the back over here, oh, that's kind of new. Every figure comes with a trading card over there, as you can see. Batman, Detective Comics 1000. And you do get the artwork of the lovely figure over here. Now, it looks like this figure was supposed to be based off of the Jim Lee version of Batman, and I think that this is the more current looking Batman. I don't know what the costume is called, but it's supposed to be based off of the Hush suit. Then of course at the bottom of there, you got all the other figures you need to collect inside this wave. Well, actually you don't really need to collect them because there's no Build-A-Figure, but they're just there if you want to collect them. And over there you can see it's Nightwing, Hell Bat Armor Batman, which I'm actually very eager to get. It's a very hard to get figure as far as I know, but that one's definitely on my list. You got the Green Lantern from the animated series, Batman Who Laughs, which I'm going to do a figure review on soon because I have that figure, and then Harley Quinn. And of course, while you're at it, you got to follow McFarlane Toys, my boys. You got to follow them on social media over there at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But while you're at it, I mean, I have an Instagram account as well too. It's the Dorcas Knight. Follow it if you want. Don't if you don't want to. Then at the bottom over here, you got a whole bunch of copyright info that you're not going to need to know. And then at the top, you got the window box continuing along. Alright, so far I'm liking this. How will we take a look at Batman? I lied. There's the trading card over there. As you can see, it's actually pretty cool. It's like a nice little trading card. I'm not going to rip it out, though, because I still want to keep the packaging in good shape. And they also got the base down here, which has the DC logo there, and then a little peg. Alright, and here is the Dark Knight himself, Batman. Starting off with the head sculpt over here, as you can see, this is not looking too bad in my book, if I'm being completely honest. I know that a lot of people don't like this head sculpt, mostly because it looks more cartoony than anything, but if you compare this head sculpt to the source material, which is the Jim Lee Batman right over here, you can actually see it actually kind of matches it. I kind of like that. As you can see, he's got the longer eyes over there, and the mouth sort of matches, not completely. I think that they shouldn't have painted in the lips. I see a bit of animated series Batman in there as well too. I like the ears for the most part. I don't really like the fact that they're all soft plastic, if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, I like the cowl. I like the head sculpt. I don't really like the fact that the nose isn't covered by the mask. That's kind of a gripe of mine. But overall, I wouldn't really complain that much. I wouldn't say this is the best Batman head sculpt out there. Definitely not the worst, though. We've seen much worse. The only other gripe that I would have with this is maybe the fact that it's a little bit too small. If you're mad about that, just look at him compared to the Superman, who's from the exact same line. Yeah, there's a huge problem there. I wouldn't be so mad with this head sculpt over here if it was just on its own, but the fact that it doesn't even match with like the rest of the like figures inside the wave, it kind of makes me a little bit mad. But as I said, not a bad head sculpt by any means, just way too small. Taking a look at the bat symbol over here, I like it. I mean, I don't really like the sort of like style that they chose with this one, like the concept, the actual like suit itself in the comic books. But in terms of like them replicating it onto action figure form, I think that they have done a fantastic job in this. I think this is the first time, probably not, but I think it's the first time that I've seen like the bat symbol sculpted like inside of the chest, which is pretty interesting to see. I'm actually quite happy about that as well too, because in that way it sticks out more rather than someone missing it while they're painting it on. If you'd like to see what I mean over here, just look at these two compared. Which one looks more bolder to you? Definitely this one. Oh, while I'm at it as well too, I might as well show you this. You can actually pull off this head over here, and if you wanted to drill a little bit more hole space inside of there if you like, you can take off this head over here, and as you can see, that's what the peg looks like, and you can stick this head on. And I mean, you have a smirking Batman, but that actually matches with the colors over here and doesn't look half bad. It's a bigger head sculpt. Other than that though, I like the belt over here. Of course, it's matching with what the comic books look like as well too, so I quite like that. The extra sculpting detail that they put at the side over here, I like how the trousers look. Arms over here though look pretty good for the most part. I don't really like the fins myself, but that's what the comic books look like, so they did a pretty good job there. You can see a little bit of extra detail with the gauntlets right there. There's the hands, and he comes with two open hands, which are both the same. They're just left and right hands, but the reason why he has open hands is because he comes with two accessories, one being this grapple gun over here, and as you can see, you have the little like hook at the end over there, and this doesn't look too bad altogether. Measuring it in length, I do have my ruler, and it's around 4 inches, which is a pretty good length. Then he also does come with a hard plastic battering over here. This has some shiny material, and it's really thick as well too. That's a thicky boy right there. Damn boy! And this battering measures to around 1.25 inches, I think, and he can hold both very well. Thighs are not looking that thick though. That's too bad. Usually when it comes to superheroes, he's got a thick ass. Holy shit. That's a thick ass boy! He's also got nice detailing throughout the suit that goes along from the rib area over here into the legs, so that's pretty good. And then his boots are more of those classic boots as well too, still keeping in line with that like sort of like recent comic look that he's had. And this is pretty awesome to see as well too, the fact that they put treads at the bottom of the feet, and there's even a peg hole for that base, which I'm not going to show you because I'm not pulling that outside the packaging. Thank you, have a nice day. And finally, I haven't showed it off yet, but here is the cape in all of its glory. This is pretty good. It's a soft rubber material. The inside has a bit more of a matte kind of finish rather than the outside being a little more shiny, a little more sparkly. My only problem is that when I go to pose this Batman over here alongside some of my favorite DC characters such as Superman from this line, they just like to push each other around. They'll just literally fight all day, and they'll just fall over. Here's a picture of my cabinet right now, right? That is 2 seconds after I put them side by side together. They literally do not want to stay in the same cabinet. They will push each other over. You want me to show you an example? Here, I will stand Batman right over here, And he doesn't want to stand. And I'll stand Superman right over here. And this one stands perfectly fine, but not this one. See, so I put them together. And it's not going to show now because it's on camera, but watch this. Okay, but actually, though, there's actually a huge problem with it. I know I just pushed that over. Okay, I know I did that. But, like, in reality, like, once you guys get these figures, even if you do get them, because you're probably watching this video to see my opinion on them, they will push each other over. But how's about we take a look at the articulation? You got his head looking up about that much, which is pretty good, but you got a hole in Batman's head over there, which is kind of weird. You can move it down, you can move it side to side, you can pivot, he can do the Tasmanian Devil like this. He's got the butterfly joint in there, which allows him to shift forward and back, and then up and down, which is pretty good. Then you also got the arm articulation, which does not move all the way down, which kind of upsets me, because I want to have a Batman that can stand watching the bat signal flow through the sky, which kind of sucks if you ask me. But you can get him to move his arm all the way up, which is pretty good, because in that way you can get shots of Batman taking a shower and washing his armpits. You got a bicep swivel in there as well, which is pretty good. Double jointed elbows, which is awesome. And then you got a wrist peg over here, which is pretty good. You can get to shift side to side or up and down, depending on how you want to sort of like move this wrist peg. You can just do whatever you're really pleased with it. My only real gripe about it is the fact that you can totally see the wrist peg outside of the arm, so that kind of sucks. You got a diaphragm joint over here as well too, which allows him to move up about that much and move down about that much. And then you also got pivoting, which is about that much, and pivoting the other way, which is about that much. You got swiveling in there as well, so then he can do the twist. And then probably my least favorite joint in here, he can kick forward, he can kick back and then on an angle, and then he can also do the splits about that much. And this joint really scares me, because as you can see over there, this is the same joint that they use with the Fortnite figures, and my leg broke on the one of them. So I don't really feel that comfortable with this joint over here. It's also got a double jointed knee, which moves in about that much, which is pretty good. Then he has a similar sort of system over here as he does with the hands, where he can go up, down, he can do the pivot, he can do the side to side, he can do this, he can do that, he can do this, and then he's also got toe articulation. Cool. Here he's compared to two other figures that come in the same line that he comes in. We got the Batman Who Laughs over here, and then the Superman. Both figures that I'm going to be doing reviews on, but it's up to you guys to choose which one I'm going to do first. In the info bar up here, you can go ahead and vote Batman Who Laughs or Superman. Who do you want to see next? And here he's compared to some older Bat Family figures over here. We got the Multiverse Red Hood, Red Robin, and Alfred. And then we also got Commissioner Gordon there as well too, which is from the DC Collectibles line. And as you can see, even with the 7-inch scale, he still kind of fits in with other figures that you might have in your collection. And I know that this may not fully count because this is not the actual quote-unquote Bruce Wayne Batman figure. It's the Dick Grayson Batman figure. But here he's compared to the latest Mattel Multiverse figure. So Mattel's Batman. And as you can see, wild step up from Mattel. And if you guys want to disagree with me, look at this. Trousers. And if you guys want to do your own height comparison at home, as you can see over here, he stands at approximately 7¼ inches tall. So, McFarlane Toys, DC Multiverse, Detective Comics 1000 Batman. What are my final thoughts on it? Well, I think that this is a good figure, but there's lots of stuff to improve on. Let me just get all the bads out of the way. I feel like that the head sculpt could have been a little bit bigger, maybe match Jim Lee's sort of like adaptation more, I guess you could say. I felt like that it could have used a little bit better quality of sorts. I don't really like the plastic that they use. It feels kind of cheap, and as I've already said through my articulation segment, that I felt like it was going to break. I'd also appreciate it too that if by chance next time they make a Batman figure, if like when they make the grapple gun, they actually allow that sort of like shootout piece to be removable, so that way you don't always have to choose like the shooting out first. It's still a cool like concept, but I would kind of prefer to have that removable if you're gonna have it. Main thing I want to communicate to McFarlane Toys, though, if they are listening, is that you guys should just choose one. You can go with as much articulation as you want, but I feel like that if you're gonna do that, get rid of the plastic cape, please. I just feel like with all these poses that I'm trying to achieve, and as I've already said, like posing with the Superman inside of my collection, that it just doesn't work, man. You need a cloth cape for this. I know I said I like the plastic capes, but if we're talking about a case like this, a figure that's this big in scale, because this is a 7-inch scale, this is larger than your normal figures over here. Gotta go with the cloth cape, man. If you're gonna go with this scale and that much articulation, you gotta go with the cloth cape. So that'd really be my main gripe about the figure. Of course, I do feel like that they should hide the joints a little bit better. More specifically, the ball joints at the ends of the hands and the feet. But like overall, like it's still a good figure, especially for the price that you're paying for. It's just little stuff that they could have changed that would have made this figure that much better. Before just the beginning to this line of McFarlane figures, because I think they have it for the license for, I think it's like 5 years or something. That for a start, Todd McFarlane, if you're listening, for a start to your figure line, I personally think that this is amazing. There's no doubt about it. You guys have completely knocked over the competition with Mattel. This is 10 times better. There's just small little errors that they just need to clean up on, and this stuff would be perfect. I'd be totally happy with this. So yeah, I guess like rating it as a 7-inch figure and at the $30 price point in Canadian and $20 price point in US, I'd probably give this figure 7 out of 10. Maybe if they made the head a little bit bigger, I think that this figure would have been either an 8 or 9. And of course, shorten it to 6-inch scale. Please shorten this line. But that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. And I'm sorry I haven't been around lately. It's been a while since the McFarlane post that I did that time ago. But yeah, I was really hoping to get this figure review out earlier. But yeah, as I said, stuff kind of got in the way and it was kind of put off for a little bit. So I'm sorry about that. But I just want you guys to know that I am not dead and I'm still going strong. I'm probably going to make a channel update very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. But with that being said, comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this figure. Let me know what you thought about my review. Be sure to leave a like rating down below as well too. If you liked the video, like it. If you didn't like it, dislike it. And as every YouTuber begs you to do, subscribe please. But with that being said, you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry. I will try to be more consistent this time. And hopefully, I will see you guys in the next video.